If you have 2 blocks, does everyone have 2 blocks? Have them close by. We are going to start in Virasana, which is hero's pose. So knees together, separate your feet so that your hips can sit between them. You can kind of grab behind your calf flesh, pull it back, and sit your hips between your heels. If this is not comfortable, this is step number 1 where you can use the block to sit on. And go ahead and rest with your hands on your thighs. Shifting so that you feel your sit bones connect to the earth or the block beneath you. Your elbows resting below your shoulders above your hip, and your ears above your shoulders. And if your eyes are not already closed, go ahead and close them. And just take a moment to arrive. And we're starting in this position. Helps to kind of move into some of the things that we're going to explore today. Opening of the fronts of the ankles, opening in the knee joint, quad, lengthening. So just start to notice what you feel in your own body. Noticing side to side if you feel a difference. And finally, allow yourself to shift your awareness to your breath. Becoming aware of your natural flow of your breath. In today's class, I'm going to share a story with you as well as a journey to a pose. And Grace, you've heard this story before. And so before we begin the storytelling, go ahead and bring your hands to touch at heart center, resting your thumbs on your breastbone. This is Anjali Mudra. So once upon a yogi time, there was a beautiful woman whose name was Anjali. And she wanted more than anything in the world, she wanted to have a child. And every morning, she participated in her morning prayers in a very similar position to what we are in now, with her hands at her heart. And there was a god, Vayu, who found Anjali very beautiful. And he decided to bless her with a child. So he dropped a grain of rice down from the earth through a bird. And it landed in her hands as she held them, as we are holding our hands at our heart. And Anjali did not question anything that came from the heavens. So when she found the grain of rice within her hand, she ate the grain of rice. And lo and behold, she found herself with child. And slowly bring your hands to rest beside your body. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Slowly shift forward and remove the block from beneath your hips if it's there. And then have both of your blocks close by and come onto your back. So as if you were going to go into bridge pose. So heels in line with your sit bones. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips and take your first block at the lowest level and set it underneath your hips. And take the second block, walk your feet a little closer, press your feet down, and lift your hips and stack the second block on top of the bottom block. So your hips are lifted pretty high. Keep the left foot on the ground. Go ahead and bend your right knee towards your chest and grab the front of your shin. And as you grab the front of your right shin, start to pull your knee as far towards your chest as you can. You might feel your shoulder blades drop towards the floor. That's fine. You might even feel the space, the bottom of the rib cage move towards the floor. And then go ahead and straighten your left leg long. And your left foot should hover above the floor. So if your foot is on the floor, if the left foot is on the floor, pull your right knee closer to your chest. So drawing the knee deep into the chest. So the right hip crease is deep. And we're feeling a stretch along the front of the left hip. And as you lie here, come back into your natural breath. Notice where you're feeling resistance. Maybe it's in the front of the right hip, the back of the right hip. Maybe it's in the front of the left hip. Just notice where you feel resistance and see if you can soften the resistance, still allowing left leg to dangle above the floor. So Anjane has her child, and she names it Anjaneya, so son of Anjana. And because Vayu is the father and Vayu is the wind god, Anjana is a demigod, which means he has great powers and he is a young boy and he is very precocious. And he uses his powers to do lots of fun things, get into lots of trouble. And one day he sees the bright sun in the sky and he thinks it's his favorite fruit, a mango. Go ahead and switch your legs. So bring your left foot to the ground, drop your right foot to the ground, and bring your left knee in towards your chest. Hug your left knee towards your chest as you straighten your right leg long. And again, if the right foot drops onto the floor, pull your left knee closer to your chest. And go ahead and deepen your breath again, noticing where you're holding resistance and tension. With each exhalation, try to soften. So Anjane sees the beautiful mango in the sky and he wants it more than anything ever. So he takes a running leap and he uses his demigod powers to jump high in the sky. And Surya, the sun god, sees Anjane heading for the sky and he sends a lightning bolt down and it hits Anjane in the jaw and it kills him and he drops to earth and dies. Vayu, his father, is so upset that his son has died. He takes a deep breath in and sucks all the oxygen out of the air, and all of the mortals start to suffocate. Go ahead and bend your right knee, bring your right foot back to the floor, drop your left foot to the floor, lift your hips, and remove the blocks. Take the blocks off towards the front of your mat, so they're there when you need them, and then hug your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. And then bring your hands behind your knees, rock forward and back until you come up into a seated position, cross the ankles, and come back into tabletop. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under, press your hips up and back as you come into downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here. Lift high up onto your toes, firm the front of your thighs, press them back more. Lift and spread your sit bones. So really feel the stretch on the back of the thighs as you keep the front of the thighs firm. And then lower your heels back towards the ground. Slowly walk your hands towards your feet as you come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head as you come all the way up, gaze up towards your thumbs. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Take your blocks and place them about shoulder width, about a footprint in front of your feet. Keep your left foot back and step your right foot forward. So your right toes are just slightly forward of your left toes. As you inhale, lift your arms over your head and come up onto your toes. As you exhale, lower down. As you inhale, lift up onto your toes. Scissor your inner thighs together to help come up onto your toes. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up onto your toes. So squeeze your inner thighs together. Stay on your toes. Start to fold forward. And as you come about halfway down, lower your heels. Bring your hands to your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Firm the front of your thighs, and as you exhale, hinge forward. So right foot is slightly forward of the left foot. If you need to bend the knee, bend the left knee. Try to keep the right leg straight. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Release the hands from the blocks. Keep your feet separated, and as you inhale, lift all the way back up onto your toes. And exhale, lower your heels to the ground. Switch your feet, so right foot steps back, left foot steps forward. Firm your inner thighs together, squeeze the front of your thighs, your quads, so firm your legs. Inhale, lift up onto your toes. As you exhale, lower your heels to the ground, arms down. Inhale, squeeze your inner thighs together, keep the fronts of the thighs strong. As you exhale, lower your heels down. One more time, inhale, lift up onto your toes. Firm the front of your thighs. As you exhale, start to fold forward, staying up on your toes for as long as you can. And then lower your heels to the ground, hands to the blocks. Inhale, press into the blocks. Lift up halfway. Squeeze your inner thighs together as if you're closing a pair of scissors. Firm the front of your thighs and fold forward. Again, if you need to bend a knee, bend the right knee. Try to keep the left leg straight. Inhale, halfway lift. Remove the blocks on either side. Release forward. Keep scissoring your inner thighs together, and as you inhale, lift all the way up. Come up onto your toes. Step your left foot beside your right. Release your heels to the ground, hands beside your body. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, gaze up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, knees bent or straight, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands to the front of your mat, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, kick the heel to the opposite hip, reach the right knee up towards the sky, firm the left thigh, press the left thigh back, deepening the front hip crease. Keep reaching right knee up towards the sky. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square your hips. Drop your right foot beside your left foot. Inhale, reach your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Firm the front of your right thigh, really press it back. Exhale, bend your left knee, reach your left heel towards your right hip. Reach your left knee up towards your sky. Keep pressing right thigh back. Feeling the hip, the pelvis rotate on the top of the right leg bone. Inhale, straighten the left leg, square the hips. Exhale, step your left foot beside your right foot. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze forward. Bend your knees, step to the front of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, arms over your head, gaze up towards your thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feet can be up to hip distance apart or big toes touch. Sit back, reach your fingertips behind your heels. If you can touch fingertips to the floor, great. If not, just reach in that direction. Reach head, chest, shoulder blades, draw down to your back. Arms beside your ears, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the floor, step to the back of the mat. Knees to the floor, toes point back. Elbows reach back, lower hips, belly, chest. Press feet into the floor. Roll shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Tuck your toes under. Press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose. Step your right foot up between your hands. Drop your left knee to the ground. Come up, bring your hands to your right thigh. Point the left toes back. Press the front of the left foot into the floor. Exhale, deepen into your front hip crease. Inhale, shift back. Exhale, bend deep into your front hip crease. Inhale, come back. Do a few more times, feeling the depth in your front hip crease, taking your right knee as far forward of your right toes as you can. Come a little bit deeper. The next time you come up, stay up. Walk your right foot back enough so that it's directly under your right knee. Left hip is directly over your left knee. Tuck your left toes under. Press down through your right foot and isometrically pull your right foot back. At the same time, squeeze your left glute and push it forward. So really finding right heel dragging back, left hip and knee pushing forward. Take your right thumb in your right hip crease, pull the hip down. Keep pushing left knee forward, keep dragging right heel back. Bring left arm up. Keep right hip crease down, bring right hand up. Keep the awareness, right foot pushing down, dragging back. Left knee pushing down, pushing forward. Release. Hands on either side of the right foot, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward plank. Exhale, either lower knees to the floor or elbows draw back, lowering all the way down to the belly. Come up onto your elbows. Bend your right knee, kick your heel towards your hip. Take your left hand towards your right forearm. Hold it there. Take your block, take a block in your right hand. Reach behind. Place the block between your hand and your heel and push. So kicking your heel into your block, pushing the block into your heel. Release. Bring the hands back underneath. The shoulders press up either through plank pose or tabletop and come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose. Step left foot up between your hands. Drop right knee to the ground. Point the toes back. Press strongly through the front of the right foot to sink deeper into the left hip crease. Bring your hands to your left knee. As you inhale, shift back. As you exhale, sink deep. So feeling again, that movement deep in your left hip crease. And just how far can you push the left knee forward of the left toes to deepen the left hip crease. Keep pushing the front of the back foot into the floor to feel that length on the front of the right hip. And next time you come up, stay up. Step your left foot back slightly so your left knee is bent to 90 degrees. Right knee is bent to 90 degrees, hip above the knee. Press down strongly through the left foot. Start to drag. Tuck the right toes under and start to push the knee forward. So you should feel this create some stability in your hips. You should feel this create some awareness of the hamstring on the front leg and some strength, some awareness in the front of the right hip. Also, right glute, squeezing to push the right knee isometrically forward. Left thumb in the hip crease, pull the hip crease down, keep pulling the heel back. Right arm reaches up. Left arm reaches up. Keep the action going on in your feet, in your hips, in your legs. As you exhale, both hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, or knees, chest, chin to the floor. Come up onto the elbows. Take your right hand toward your left forearm, bend your left knee. Take your block in your left hand and bring the block to your heel, pressing heel into block, hand into block. Keep pressing down through your right forearm to stay engaged. And you can adjust the block to whatever distance creates the most awareness. Hopefully it's in the hamstring. Release the block. Heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage, tuck the toes under. Shoulders down the back, either pressing up to tabletop or plank, and then downward facing dog. Come way up onto your toes, firm the front of the thighs, press them back. Lift and spread your sit bones. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reach head, chest forward, hips back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Uttanasana, chair pose. Exhale, hands beside your hips as you straighten your legs, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Uttanasana. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, head, chest, reach forward, hips back. Hands to the floor, step or hop, Chaturanga. Inhale, scoot forward and up to up dog or cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Keep your hips squared towards the floor. So roll your inner right thigh towards the sky. Bend your right heel towards your right hip. Squeeze your heel towards your hip as you lift your knee higher. Keep trying to take your heel to your hip as you lift your right knee higher. Exhale, shift forward, draw knee to nose. Step your right foot up between your hands. Lower left knee to the ground. Point the toes back. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, Anjaneyasana. So Anjaneya is named after Anjaneya in the story. Exhale, hinge the hips back. Shift hip, left hip above right and left knee. Shift forward. Shift back. Shift forward. Shift back one more time. Exhale, shift forward. Bring your right hand to your right knee. Reach behind with your left hand.
Kick your heel toward your hand. Then grab the front of the left foot with the left hand. Keep pushing the right knee forward, so sinking deeper into your front hip crease as you pull your left heel closer to your hip. Release left foot. Both hands come on either side of the right foot. Step back, plank pose. Lower all the way down, chaturanga. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Keep your right leg long. Bend your left knee towards your hip. Right hand comes towards left elbow. Left hand reaches behind. Grab. Heel of the hand to the left foot. Perhaps taking the heel of the hand to the front of the foot and wrapping fingers around the tops of the toes to the bottom of the foot. Release right hand forward. Bring left hand elbow to the floor. Drop the chest to the floor, heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage. Tuck the toes under, firm the thighs, press up, plank, down dog. Shift the weight to the right foot, inhale, lift left leg back. Roll the inner left thigh up towards the sky, so square the hips. Kick left heel towards left hip. Squeeze the heel as close to the hip as you can. Lift the left knee higher. Keep squeezing heel towards the hip. Lift the left knee higher. Exhale, draw knee to nose. Step left foot up between your hands. Drop right knee to the ground. Point the toes back. Inhale, arms come up and over your head. Press the front of the right foot into the floor. Sink deeper into the left knee. Inhale, shift up. Exhale, sink deep into the front hip crease. Inhale, shift up. Exhale, deepen into the front hip crease. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Pull the knee forward. Bend your right knee. Kick the heel towards the hip. Reach the fingers to the inner edge of your right foot. Then pull the heel of the right foot closer to the right hip. Keep deepening into the front hip crease. Release the back foot. Both hands come to the floor on either side of the left foot. Tuck the right toes under, step back, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Kick right heel towards the hip. Left hand comes towards right elbow. Reach right hand back, grab the inner edge of your foot. Pull the heel closer to your hip. Maybe taking the heel of the hand to the top of the foot and turning fingers towards the back to wrap underneath the ball of the foot. Keep pressing the left foot down. Release the right foot. Both elbows to the ground, drop the chest to the floor. Heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage. Tuck the toes under, firm the thighs. Inhale, press up, plank. Exhale, press back down dog. Come way up onto your toes, firm your thighs, press back, lift and spread your sit bones. Lower the heels towards the ground. If the heels come to the ground, lift the toes off the ground, firm the thighs, press them back more. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze forward. Bend your knees, exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Head, chest forward, hips reach back. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, arms come over your head, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, head, chest, reach forward, hips reach back, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to the floor, step or hop, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, scoot forward and up dog or cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, reach right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Keep the hip squared, lift the right leg higher, bend the right knee. Keep the hip squared, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Reach through the heel to straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, lift it higher. Exhale, draw knee to nose. Step right foot up between your hands. Lower your back knee to the floor. Keep the back toes tucked under. Reach arms over your head, Anjaneyasana. Deepen your right hip crease. Pull the right hip crease down and back. Lift and straighten left leg. Exhale, bend, tap left knee. Inhale, stretch through the left heel to straighten the back leg. Exhale, bend, tap left knee. Inhale, reach the leg, stretch the leg back, lift the knee. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back plank. Lower all the way down, chaturanga. Stretch the arms beside the ears. Inhale, lift the left leg. Right foot presses down. Inhale, lift the right arm. Left arm presses down. Lift head, lift chest, lift left leg higher. Release. Heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage. Tuck the toes. Firm the thighs, press up plank. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Bend the left knee, kick heel towards hip. Firm the right thigh, press it back. Inhale, straighten your left leg, keep the hips squared. Exhale, bend the knee. Press through the heel to straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach to straighten. Exhale, bend. Bring knee to nose, step the foot up between the hands. Lower your right knee to the ground, toes stay stuck under. Lift arms beside your ear. Deepen your left hip crease. Try to keep your hips low. Inhale, stretch your right heel back to straighten your left leg, lifting knee off the floor. Exhale, tap. Inhale, stretch through the heel to straighten the right leg. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach, straighten. Exhale, tap. One more time, inhale, reach, straighten. Hands on either side of the left foot. Step left leg back, lower down, chaturanga. All the way to the floor. Stretch arms beside the ears. Press left foot down, lift right leg. Press right hand down, lift left hand. Lift head, lift chest. Lift right leg a little higher. Exhale, release. Arm, leg, heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage. Tuck the toes from the thighs, press up, plank. Exhale, down dog. So Anjaneya has fallen to the earth and he has died. And Vayu is not happy. And the humans are dying. So they make a deal. Surya agrees to bring Anjaneya back to life on one condition. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs. Bend your knees. Exhale, step or hop, front to the mat. Forward fold. Separate your feet, hip distance apart. Grab your elbows and hang. Slow, deep breaths. So he thinks that if Anjaneya no longer knows he is a demigod and he doesn't know he has powers, he will be safer. He won't get into as much trouble. So when he struck him down, he broke his jaw. And that word is Hanu. So they changed his name to Hanuman. They send him to go live with the monkey god. And he becomes a monkey himself. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to your hip creases, elbows towards the sky. Look forward, come all the way up. Arms come over your head, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Big toes touch or feet up to hip distance apart. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head, gaze up. Exhale, legs stay straight. If you can, hinge forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands to the floor, bend the knees, step or hop, Chaturanga. Inhale, scoot forward and up, up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knees to nose, round your belly. Step your right foot up between your hands. Drop your left knee to the ground, toes point back. Inhale, arms reach over your head, coming into Anjaneyasana. We're gonna do that transformation. Ardha Hanumanasana. Shift back, straighten your right leg. Swing arms back. Inhale, back to Anjaneyasana. Bend the right knee, sink deep. Exhale, shift the hips back. Straighten the right leg, fold forward, reach the arms back. One more time, inhale, reach arms up, shift deep into your front hip crease. Exhale, straighten right leg, reach the arms back. Inhale, shift forward into Anjaneyasana, hands come on either side of your right foot. Tuck your left toe under, straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg. You have the blocks if you need them. Parsvottanasana. Lift your right toes off the ground. So you're on your right heel. Come on to your left toes. Start to drag your right heel towards the back of your mat as you push the left toes towards the front of your mat. So feel that scissoring action of your inner thighs. Lift up halfway, reach your heart towards your toes. Exhale, lower, feet to the ground. Bend the right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, round through your spine, bring knee to nose. Inhale, reach, right leg, left leg straight back. Exhale, round, bring knee to nose. Step your left foot up between your hands. Drop your right knee to the ground, toes point back. Inhale, come up, Anjaneyasana. Here we go, transform. Ardha Hanumanasana, reach. Fingers back, left leg straightens. Inhale, shift forward, Anjaneyasana. Press the hips back, straighten the left leg, toes point up, arms reach back. Inhale, one more time, shift forward, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, shift hips back. Shift forward, hands on either side of your left foot, tuck your right toes under. Straighten both legs as you bring right heel to the ground. Fingertips either to the floor on either side of your left foot, or hands to the blocks on either side of your left foot. Come onto your left heel. Reach your toes towards your shin, feel that firm your thighs. Come onto your right toes. Start to drag left heel back as you push right toes forward. Scissor your inner thighs together. Let's feel the strength of the front of the thighs, the length and the strength of the back of the thighs. Lower feet down. Hands come to the floor. Step back, down dog. Breathe. So Hanuman goes to live with the monkey people. And he has forgotten everything about being a demigod. And then he meets King Ram. And King Ram and him become very good friends. And King Ram has a beautiful wife named Sita. And Sita is the most beautiful queen in all of the lands. There's a very jealous king from another land who is jealous of their love and steals Sita. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees and step or hop to the front of your mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, firm your thighs, press them back. Exhale, hinge forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, arms over your head, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, arms over your head. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, head, chest, reach forward, hips back. Hands plant, exhale, step or hop, Chaturanga. Inhale, scoot forward and up, up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, reach right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose, step a right foot up between your hands, lower your left knee. Toes point back. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms reach back, sink deep into your front hip crease. One time, shift back. Ardha Hanumanasana, arms reach back. Inhale, shift forward, Anjaneyasana. Hands plant to the floor of the block, tuck the left toes under, shift back hips, both legs straighten. Parsvottanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, firm the front of your thighs, bend your right knee, reach your arms straight back. So chest is parallel to the floor, right knee bends. As you exhale, come onto your left toes, work towards straightening your right leg. Bend your right knee, left leg straightens. Bend your left knee, right leg straightens. Bend your right knee, left leg straightens. One more time, bend your left knee, right knee straightens. Hands to your heart, shift forward onto your right leg, lift your left leg up and back, warrior three. Bend your right knee, hands to the floor, step back, down dog. Inhale, lift left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose, step your left foot up between your hands, drop your right knee to the ground, toes point back. Inhale, reach arms over your head, Anjaneyasana. One time, shift back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Hands reach back, belly out over your left thigh. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands plant on either side of your left foot, tuck your right toes under. Come up, both legs straight. Parsvottanasana. Bring your left hip crease back. Slight bend of your left knee. Reach your arms beside your hips, lifting your torso slightly. So left knee's bent, right leg straight. Then shift to your right toes as you work towards straightening your left leg. Right knee bends. Switch. Left knee bends, right leg straightens. Switch. Right knee bends, left leg straightens. Switch. Switch. Bend your left knee, hands to your heart. Shift weight onto your left foot. Lift right leg up and back. Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Bend your left knee, hands on either side of your left foot. Step back, downward facing dog. So Hanuman, being King Ram's best friend, decides he is the one that is going to save Queen Sita. And all of the other townspeople think he is the one. But he has no idea that he actually can do great feats. So he kneels down into somewhat of that hero's pose that we did at the beginning of class. And he prays for the power to find a way to come to this land where Sitta has been taken. Inhale. Look up between your thumbs. Lift your heels off the ground. Bend your knees. Step or hop front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, arms over your head, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, head, chest, reach forward, hips back. Hands to the floor, step or hop, Chaturanga. Inhale, press up, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose. Step right foot up between your hands, lower your knee to the ground. Take your blocks. So hands to the blocks at the highest level. Start to walk your right toes forward. Straighten your right leg. Reach your right toes towards your right shin. Walk your blocks a little further forward, and perhaps the right leg goes further forward. Maybe bring the blocks a little lower. Press down through the front of the left foot. Reach right heel a little further forward. So playing with this movement between pressing the left foot into the floor and gliding right foot further forward. Coming into Hanumanasana. To come out, press into the blocks. Start to slide right foot back. Foot between your hands on either side of your right foot. Tuck your left toe under. Straighten your left leg. Straighten your right leg. Inhale, lift your head, chest forward. Bend your right knee. Walk your right hands further forward of your right foot. Press to the bottom of your right foot. Straighten your right leg to take your left leg up and back. Standing splits. Take your right forearm behind your right calf. Press your forearm into your calf as you reach the crown of your head towards the floor. Reach the left toes up towards the sky. Release the forearm, hands come to the floor. Step left leg to the back of the mat. Or right leg to the back of the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose, round forward, step your left foot up between your hands. Right knee comes to the floor, toes point back. Bring the blocks on either side of your left foot. Start to walk the left toes forward until you straighten the left leg. Press the front of the right foot into the floor and start to slide the left heel forward. Maybe bring the blocks down to the next level. Press the front of the right foot into the floor. Reach the left leg further forward. So again, playing with this idea of the back leg being strong, firm into the floor as your left leg extends forward into your version of Hanumanasana. Press down through the blocks, drag the heel back. Left foot to the ground, blocks to either side. Lift your right toes off the ground, or tuck the right toes under the ground, lift the knee, come into Parshvottanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, reach your chest towards your toes. Firm your thighs, sink deeper. Bend your left knee. Walk your hands further forward. Press strongly through your left foot as you reach the right leg up towards the sky.
Bring your left forearm behind your left calf. Press your forearm into your calf as you reach your head towards the floor, toes towards the sky. Release the foot to the back of the mat, hands to the floor, step back, down dog. So Hanuman, the great monkey god, bows down to ask for help to cross this great ravine to get to the other island where Sita. And he bows down and he rises up with all the power and he takes a great leap in much the fashion that we just did, Hanumanasana. And he arrives onto the island where Sita is being held. And he is able to rescue the queen. Slowly bend your knees to the floor. Toes together, knees wide, sit your hips back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. So all along, Hanuman had everything he needed within himself. Although he doubted himself, and he wondered how in the world he would get to save the queen. He was insecure. He questioned himself. He questioned the gods. But he had faith. And he had all that he needed deep within to take the great leap across to save the queen. Slowly shift forward to hands and knees. Cross your ankles, sit your hips back towards your heels. And bring your left leg out in front. We've done a lot of deep forward folding, but an internal rotation. So coming into a bit of external rotation. Stack your left ankle on top of your right knee. Your left knee on top of your right heel. So they stack on top of each other. If this is too much, you can straighten the bottom leg, or you can widen the knees wider. Bring your fingertips behind your hips, press down, lift your chest. Walk your hands closer to your hips and slowly start to stretch your belly out over your thighs. Maybe bringing your elbows to rest on your knee and the arch of your foot, creating a little bit more opening and external rotation. Or if you have more space, bring the elbows to the floor or walk the arms further forward, taking the forehead to the floor. Just slow, deep breaths. And slowly walk your hands back towards your shins. Grab your left knee, and as you pull it up, walk your right heel towards your left hip and step your left foot outside of your right knee. Bring your fingertips around your shin. Inhale, lift through the crown of your head, lengthen your spine. Reach your right arm up. As you exhale, twist to the left, bringing your left fingertips to rest on the floor behind your hips. Elbow can either hug your left knee or come to the front of your thigh and then to the outside of your knee. Reach to the crown of your head as you inhale. As you exhale, twist a little deeper, reaching your heart towards your left shoulder, gazing with your eyes towards the wall behind you. Release forward. Bring your feet wide and swivel side to side.
And then switch. So left leg on the bottom, stack, right ankle directly on top of your right knee, and your right knee is over your left ankle. Fingertips to the floor behind your hips, press down, reach to the crown of your head. So grow long in your spine. Walk the fingers closer to your hips, press the fingers down and back as you reach the chest forward out over your shins. You can bring your elbows to rest on your right knee and the inner edge of your right foot, or elbows to the floor, or walk the hands forward, bringing the forehead to rest either on your shins or on the floor in front of your shins. Slowly walk your hands back towards your shins. Lift your right knee as you take your left heel towards your right hip. Step your left foot or right foot outside of your left knee. Wrap your fingers around your shin. Inhale, reach to the crown of your head. Grow long. Reach your left arm up. And as you exhale, twist to the right, bringing your right fingertips to the floor behind your right hip. Elbow either squeezes the front of your shin or comes around the top of the thigh and to the outside of your knee. Inhale, reach to the crown of your head. Exhale, rotate your heart towards your right shoulder, gaze towards the wall behind you. Release forward. Hands behind your hips, unbind your legs. Bring the legs out in front, arms reach out in front. And as you exhale, take at least 3 to 5 breaths to lower slowly down to the floor, staying strong until you fully arrive onto the ground. And then release the arms down to the side. Allow the legs to rest open comfortably. Coming into your final resting posture, Shavasana. Bringing your awareness back to the parts of your body that are still holding tension and gripping. Using your breath, the exhalations to fully release. And finally, bringing your mind to settle in the rise and fall of your own breath.
Bring awareness back to your breath. Inviting movement back into your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And rotating wrists and ankles. And bend your knees. And roll onto your side body. And taking a few moments to observe. And then drawing awareness to those special gifts that you also have deep within. We sometimes don't have enough courage. We don't have enough faith. And just honor those parts of you. And then use your hands and your arms to slowly press yourself up to a seated position. And bringing your hands to rest at heart center. Connect your thumbs to your heart, to your breastbone. As you inhale, lift your heart towards your hands. And as you exhale, bow your head towards your heart, looking deep within and honoring that divine within you. Just like Hanuman had the divine within him that brought forth the power, the courage, the faith to do great feats. Honor that same divine power that lies within you. Thank you so much. That divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.